Are Tier 2 and TRI reporting the same thing, just with different names? Do you need to do both, or does one report cover you for the other? Today, we're breaking down the key differences between Tier 2 Community Right to Know reporting and TRI reporting so you can stop second guessing and get into compliance. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what each report covers, how they differ, and whether your facility needs to file one or both. Hey there, I'm Chris Ruhlin from Resource Management Associates, your environmental experts, and today we're clearing up one of the most common points of confusion in EPCRA compliance: Tier 2 reporting versus TRI reporting. On the surface, they sound similar. Both are part of the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act, or EPCRA, but they serve very different purposes. Tier 2 reporting is all about what hazardous materials you have on site. Think of it as an inventory report. If you store certain hazardous substances above specific thresholds, usually 10,000 pounds for common chemicals or much lower for extremely hazardous substances, you may need to submit a Tier 2 report by the March 1st reporting deadline each year. The goal is to inform emergency planners, first responders, and the local community about what's being stored at your facility and where. TRI reporting, on the other hand, stands for Toxic Release Inventory. This has nothing to do with storage. It's about what chemicals you manufacture, process, or otherwise use in your operations over the course of the year. The thresholds are different, commonly 25,000 pounds for manufacturing or processing, or 10,000 pounds for otherwise used chemicals. However, some substances trigger reporting at much smaller amounts. TRI reports are due July 1st every year, and they get submitted to the EPA and state agencies to track pollution and chemical releases nationally. Doing one doesn't mean you've done the other. These reports are completely separate. Different thresholds, different deadlines, different agencies, and they serve different purposes. If your facility triggers both, then yes, you absolutely need to file both. Skipping one because you've already done the other isn't just a paperwork mistake, it's a compliance failure. And that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They assume that if no one's ever asked about it, they must be fine, or that because they've been filing Tier 2 for years, they don't need to worry about TRI. But that's not how it works. That's like saying I paid my property taxes at my house, but do I still need to file a tax return with the IRS? We've seen companies that were unknowingly out of compliance for years simply because no one told them these were two separate requirements. When that catches up to you, it's not just fines, it's a potential headache to say the least. The reality is, if you handle materials at an industrial operation, whether you're just storing them or using them in some manner, you really should find out exactly what reporting applies to your operation. Because the cost of doing it wrong is a lot higher than the cost of getting it right. So if you're not 100% sure where you stand, or if you've never had someone walk you through the difference between Tier 2 and TRI reporting, give us a call. Send an email. Fill out the form on our website. We even got calculators to help you estimate what a Tier 2 or TRI project might cost you at your operation. Free and easy to use with no email required. We'll help you figure it out, and if you need to file, we'll make sure it's done right and on time without the stress. I'm Chris Ruhlin with Resource Management Associates, your environmental experts. Thanks for watching.